Welcome back. Today in this explainer, we are taking a fascinating journey into the world of horticulture to explore something that's surprisingly transformative. We're talking about the vision and the reality of gardening with herbs. We're going to unpack exactly how you can take these everyday plants, the ones you probably only think about right before cooking dinner, and use them to completely revolutionize the aesthetic and sensory experience of your outdoor spaces. It's all about taking a beautiful vision and turning it into a thriving reality. Let's get right into it. Picture walking down a pathway completely lined with lush, vibrant lavender. It's not just a garden path, right? It's a full-on immersive sensory experience. Think about that intense burst of purple, the unique texture of the foliage, and of course, that unmistakable aroma that hits you the second you brush past. It's the perfect example of how herbs aren't just functional. They are foundational design elements that bring dynamic color and immense excitement to literally any landscape. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the sheer power of herbs. Second, designing with herbs. Third, a look at culinary, medicinal, and toxic varieties. And finally, part 4, preparing and planting. Part 1, the power of herbs. It's time to rethink the herb. Our source material hits the nail on the head with this core idea. Think about it. Just as freshly picked herbs add that amazing pop of color and excitement to a dish in your kitchen, these exact same plants have the potential to do that out in the garden. The crucial takeaway here is that herbs serve a brilliant dual purpose. We really need to stop confining them just to the vegetable patch or the kitchen windowsill. They have fantastic ornamental qualities, bringing delicious aromatic foliage right out into the open garden. Yes, they're culinary powerhouses, but they are also stunning visual features. Moving on to part 2, designing with herbs, and specifically their incredible design versatility. You can take things in a wildly different direction depending on your style. You could go incredibly sleek and contemporary with metal pots full of vibrant bushy herbs like basil and chives. It looks modern, clean, and incredibly sharp. Or, on the flip side, you can lean right into rustic charm using repurposed galvanized watering cans. It's a brilliant showcase of just how adaptable these plants really are. Whether your design aesthetic is ultra-modern or totally farmhouse rustic, herbs just perfectly adapt to and elevate their containers. And if you want to dial up the drama, you can take this versatility to the extreme with a stunning, highly structured formal herb parterre. We're talking absolute geometric precision here. Crisp green edges boxing in different varieties to create a massive, structured pattern of purples and greens. This is the extreme formal end of herb landscaping. It is visual overload in the absolute best way possible, and it proves that herbs can be disciplined and shaped into grand architectural garden designs. Definitely let that inspire your own backyard visions. But hey, what if you don't have the space for a massive parterre? No problem. Herbs are master space savers. You can pack thymes densely into a vertical wall basket, which creates a living piece of art right on the brickwork. Or you can tuck them beautifully into the gaps of rustic railway sleepers. They soften up the hard lines of the wood and the stone perfectly. It's a great reminder that if you have a wall or a walkway, you literally have space for an aromatic garden. Part 3, culinary, medicinal, and toxic. This is our vital safety check. We all know and love the safe, flavorful favorites, things like basil, mint, oregano, and coriander. But here's the reality check. The source material explicitly warns us about toxic and cautionary herbs, plants like aconitum, rudogreviolens, and taxus baccata. The rule here is unequivocal. Never, ever eat an herb unless you are 100% sure you know what it is. You definitely don't want your garden tour ending with a trip to the ER. Plus, while a lot of herbs are prized for medicinal attributes, some are highly toxic if they're misused. Never try to self-administer medicinally without checking with a doctor first. The beauty of these plants is real, but so is their chemistry. Safety and accurate identification always have to come first. And finally, part 4, preparing and planting. Let's get into the actionable steps. As the source points out, a plant growing in the wrong place or under duress is just never going to perform well. Groundwork is literally everything. Before you even touch a seed, there are 3 vital steps for soil preparation. Step 1, you've got to add organic matter to improve the soil's structure. Step 2, mix in some coarse sand. This is absolutely crucial for drainage because honestly, a lot of herbs absolutely hate sitting in soggy soil. And step 3, double dig the soil to break up any compacted layers. Doing this prep work empowers you to create the perfect home for your plants, and it pays massive dividends later when your herbs are flourishing. Once that soil is prepped and ready, it's planting time. But remember, when you're tending to fragile young seedlings, One size definitely does not fit all. The source notes that planting depth and light requirements vary entirely for each specific type of herb. One incredibly practical tip straight from the source is to follow the seed packet's instructions carefully and scatter an appropriate depth of vermiculite over the seeds to help them get established. And speaking of getting established, understanding your germination speeds is going to save you a lot of gardening anxiety. Chives, for instance, emerge really quickly, but those very first leaves are super fragile and the sun can burn them easily. Fennel, totally different story. It's the slow and steady player. It might not pop up for a full month, which really tests a gardener's patience. But if you give it space, the source promises it will quickly catch up. Understanding these differing behaviors just means you can manage your garden with total confidence instead of worry. So we've covered the aesthetic power, the architectural design possibilities, those critical safety rules, and the actual dirt under your fingernails planting prep. You have the blueprint. Now I'll leave you with this final question. Which herb is going to transform your garden first? Are you going to start small with a sleek, contemporary pot of chives, or are you ready to map out a grand lavender parterre? The vision is yours to build. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and happy planting.